go live and then we'll introduce her.
Hey guys!
Hi!
Hello. We have a special guest here with us tonight, and I'm gonna pull her on in and let her introduce herself because she is a legend, right? Hello!
Hi! How are you guys?
Hi!
Hi.
Do you recognize me without my big dress and my big hat?
Yes.
Okay. I have to do it for you, Aisha.
Go for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the star of our show, Miss Meta Larkin.
Wow! Well, hello!
Wow.
Thank you so much, Aisha, for taking the time to stop by.
You're very welcome. It's my pleasure. I'm going to turn you up a little bit just so I can hear you better. Okay.
All right.
So
So I'm getting like all tangled up in my battery here. So, Mike and I had gone through just a few little questions we wanted to ask you, if that's okay.
Sure. Let me just put on my glasses so I can know who Mike is. There's Orlando Mike. Hi, Mike. Okay.
Hi.
Down. Hang on. That itches really badly. Okay, so Mike, go ahead and ask her the first question as I fix my awful hair.
Okay. So my first question for you, Aisha, is how long did it take you to get your hair, costume, and makeup ready before show?
Ooh. Well, the great thing about doing Newsies for Disney was Disney had hired a fantastic makeup and hair crew. And the head of the hair crew and makeup was Kaylin Paisley, who I just adore. And she kept the maintenance on my wig. So she would always make sure it looked great. She was the one who put it on my head and the hat too. But you know, in the show, I had to be a nun as well before I was a newsie.
Oh, you did?
That wasn't in the movie, but in the stage show, there's not that many ladies. So a little backstage info. So I was also a nun. There was just 3 nuns who sang.
Okay.
So before I would put on makeup, but not my eye makeup, just my lashes and, you know, regular just makeup. No blush, no mascara, no nothing like that. And I would go out and do the nun, right? And then I would rush back where the dressers would dress me into the dress, and then I would sit down and put on all the rest of the makeup, and Kaylin would put on my wig and my hat and my jewelry, and then I would go out and be Meta. So the prep time is a good half hour. The actual time between when I was a nun and then when I come out for Newsies is about 12 minutes.
Okay.
That's a lot of help.
Yeah.
Did you little piggyback off of that question real quick? Did you have to put your hair in pinwheels in order to get your wig on?
Yes, I do. I did that. That's part of the prep. Before the show starts, I pin curled my hair. And I put the lashes on, and I put on my undergarments to snatch me in so I can get into that dress.
Yeah, I had to do that. Pinwheels are not fun. They're hard to do too.
We become pros at pin curls, right?
Oh, yeah. So Liz has been a dresser before on some of her school productions, so she knows all about that process.
Yes, I do. It's I helped out with Les Miserables at my school, and those costumes were such a nightmare.
Yeah.
And then my college did Addams Family, and the costume, I talked to a lot of the cast there, and they said their costumes were the only one that was hard to get into was Morticia's, because obviously she's very slim and whatnot, and that's what I want to be. I want to be a dresser when I graduate college.
Well, fantastic. We need more great dressers. You all are so highly appreciated by us. You know, it's a shame Broadway is still dark and probably will be for quite a few more months until we can get past this phase. but good dressers are always needed. So you learn your craft well, and I'll be happy to see you.
Yeah. I just completely went out of my head. Oh, what was the rehearsal process like for Newsies?
Well, okay, so I joined the tour after the first year, right? So the director and the musical director came into New York because there were 5 of us that were hired to go for the second year. 5 of us at once. Me, Joey, oh, you don't know Joey. Joey was our Jack Kelly. But, for the movie, the star, the original, came back and joined us, which was fantastic. So you all didn't get to meet Joey. But there were 5 of us that were hired. So we rehearsed in New York for 2 weeks. Of course, we had been given the material beforehand, so I learned the song and so on and so forth. And then it was an intensive 2 weeks of rehearsals, 8-hour days until we had it down pat. And it was difficult because we didn't have a cast around us. We just had a few people to make believe they were 10 cast members. So for us, now the original Broadway, they had about 6 weeks of rehearsal. Mm-hmm. I only had 2 weeks of rehearsal. So,
wow.
So it's like taking a summer class where everything's like crammed in to a shorter time.
Yeah. So, but that was okay because then when I joined the tour, I had a week of following, behind Angela, who was a friend of mine, who had done the first year, and then a week on stage before the show. We would rehearse during the day, and then I would follow her around backstage to see what her track was like. So really, I'd say 3 weeks altogether, but 2 weeks before I left New York to join the tour in Rochester, I think. And then for the movie, we had to rehearse before they actually filmed it in LA. Mm-hmm. So we were doing the show at night, but we were rehearsing during the day because they called in 5 or 6 of the original people from Broadway, right?
So
it was. We had to rehearse with them to put them into the show that we were doing now. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was Jeremy Jordan, Cara Lindsay, Tommy Bracco, Andrew Keegan, who was Crutchy.
Yeah.
Who was the other ones?
The
other original cast members.
It was. Oh gosh, now I can't remember his name. Shame on me.
It was the original Jack Kelly, Catherine Plummer, Crutchy.
But they also brought in the twins. They brought in some Newsies as well. So they brought in the twins. One of them is doing Hamilton now.
Oh
gosh. All of the names escape me. This is terrible right now.
I should know that.
I'm sure you follow them on Instagram, but the twins,
I do.
I feel like I should know because I'm obsessed with Hamilton.
Oh Lord. Okay, it just escapes me right now.
Ben Fankhauser. The original Davy.
The original Davy. Yep.
Oh, look at Mike.
Yep.
Yeah, it was Jeremy Jordan, Cara Lindsay, Andrew Keenan Boger, Tommy Bracco, Ben Fankhauser, and I think there was one more.
Well, there was, and I can't remember his name. And then there were like 2 extra dancers, 2 extra Newsies. So we had one of the twins on tour with us, but then his brother came and joined us.
Oh, that's cool.
So you look up the twins. I think they were part of the original Broadway cast too.
Yeah, I'm gonna look that up right now. Mike, you want to ask the next question? I'm looking that up.
Okay. So how did you spend your time between the end of That's Rich and when the Brooklyn Boys arrived at the theater for the rally?
Oh my goodness. Okay, well, I got out of all that grip, right? And then I always bring whatever show I'm doing, I bring my backgammon set. So I had a couple of oldsies, and then a couple of crew members who always like to play.
The oldies.
Play backgammon.
I found them. Jacob and David Guzman.
Oh my God! Yes, that's him. That's right. The Guzman twins.
Excuse me.
What I would do mostly is, play backgammon. I had quite a couple of tournaments going with a couple.
That's awesome.
Yeah, it was a great tour. It was a great time. It was, whenever you're doing tour, and we would do 1 to 3 weeks, but they were mainly 1 weekers. A few places were 2 weeks. Oh dear, what's happening?
Uh-oh.
Oh no, my computer is ridiculous. I can't see you. Can you see me?
Yeah,
we
can see you.
Okay, you can see me, but okay, there we go.
Okay.
Technology.
Right. So mainly we did 1 weekers, but we had a couple of 2 weeks, and we had a few 2 weeks and then 2 3 weeks, which were fantastic. Because when you do 1 weekers, you have to travel on Monday, and Monday is the day off. So it's really not a day off. So, bless their hearts, those Newsies. There's, I think our youngest, he might have been 18.
Aside from Ethan Steiner, who was less.
Right, less. He wasn't 18. He was a baby.
He was everything about the Newsies.
But I mean, he didn't dance, like the rest of the Newsies who had to put in all that work.
Oh my God.
And I mean, when you don't have a day off on Monday, but they're so young that they didn't need off. But us oldsies, we appreciate a real day off.
Oh yeah. Well, we love you and all the fellow oldies. Steve Blanchard, Kevin, who played Nunzio and Governor Roosevelt.
Ages ago, Kevin played. This is ages ago, like 22 years ago. Kevin played the best friend of a young man who was my son. So he basically played, my son's best friend, right? Mm-hmm. So I've known Kevin for 1,000 years, and he is actually on the Come From Away tour that is also closed right now, but hopefully they'll go back out. So you might be able to catch Kevin if Come From Away comes your way.
I want to see that show so bad.
It's beautiful.
Do you have any would you guys? You personally have any moments where like goofs, I guess you can call them, that happen on stage? Like fun little.
Well, there was the time that the robe that I wear when I come out in Act 2, the clasp came loose. So that was the oops.
In front of all those Newsies.
Well, there was only the 3 of them on the stage because
Okay.
I'm sure they didn't mind.
Okay.
So that's the first time I wear the robe. Yeah. So that came undone. Let's see. I can't remember now if there was anything. No, that might have been it. My hat almost fell off, but I caught it. There's always almost.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But luckily for me, I was very fortunate that nothing catastrophic happened.
That's why I love theater. Okay. You never know what's going to happen.
That's right. There have been other shows where things happen, but this, the Newsies went pretty well for me.
There's a title of the show. Christina, you guys have any questions? We didn't tell them you were going to be on the show till literally we introduced you, so we kept it a secret because Tyler, he loves Newsies. So.
Oh, good. I love Newsies too.
Tyler and I are easily the biggest fansies in the room right now.
Oh my goodness. Well, thank you guys so much for keeping it alive. You never know when you do a piece of work what kind of impact it's going to have, on going forward. But I knew when we were touring around the country, there were so many fans that would wait for us after the shows.
Mm-hmm.
And so I knew going in that it was a special piece. But, really being able to see it up close and personal on the road was really fantastic.
I have one question.
I appreciate you guys so much. That's why I wanted to do this. Thank you so much.
Christina, you said you had a question?
Yeah. How long have you been working on Broadway? When did you first just wanted to do it? Like at a young age, or?
Okay, so I was born in New York City, right?
Okay.
My parents are both in the business. My father got a gig in Chicago when I was 6. And we had to move, and I hated it. But ever since we moved, I mean, I didn't wind up hating Chicago, but I hated the thought that I would have to move.
Yeah.
All my little cousins and family, my mother's family is from New Jersey. So
I'm from New Jersey too. I'm from New Jersey.
There you go.
I'm part of Jersey.
They're from Newark. And
Okay. Okay, yeah, I'm from South Jersey.
But yeah, so ever since, when we got to Chicago, I always thought, okay, I'm moving back to New York because I want to be on Broadway. So I've always wanted to be on Broadway.
Oh.
It just took me a long time. But my first show was Bringing the Noise, Bringing the Funk with Savion Glover.
Ooh.
And that was 1998.
Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Great.
That's a good show for your first one, too.
Huh?
I said that's a good show, too. I put
It's a great show.
I watched.
Along with Meadowlark, and that's one of my favorite roles. Yeah.
Did you start off in the? Because I know about how the union works and all that, and because I had Casey explain how the union and equity works. Did you how long before you joined the union, or did you not ever join them?
Oh my God, I've been in the union for 34 years.
Oh, wow.
Smart.
I've been in the union for a long time, right out of college.
Wow.
So yeah, I did Little Shop of Horrors. That was my first equity show.
I'm doing Little Shop of Horrors.
Little Shop of Horrors was my first equity show. So yeah, I've been in the union a long time.
Wow. That was my little spaz for the night, hopefully.
So I pay a lot of dues. There's equity, SAG, AFTRA. It's a lot, but it's worth it,
Yeah. Anybody else?
Yes, Aisha, I have one more question for you.
Uh-huh.
So, other than That's Rich, what is your favorite song from Newsies and why?
Once and for All.
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is my favorite song, including That's Rich. Now, That's Rich is a great song, and I love it. But as far as the words and the meaning and the whole message of Newsies, it is all encapsulated in Once and for All. And just the arrangement of it, the writing of it, how it begins with Jack, it's just, and how it builds, it is my favorite song.
Brianna wants to know, she's considering going back to school and studying theater. Do you think it's easier to start at a younger age or later in life?
I'm going to say, I believe that it's not one or the other. I think that if that's where your passion is at whatever age, if you are passionate about it, then go for it.
Yeah, I wasn't considering majoring in theater until I went to Frozen on Broadway. That's when I was like, oh my God, I could see myself doing this.
Yeah.
I love theater for so long.
You have to be passionate about it.
Oh yeah, Aisha. So Tyler up here got to do Gavroche in Les Miserables for his school performance.
Very nice. Very nice. Congratulations.
And let me tell you, his Gavroche accent is on par.
I've done auditions, never gotten casted, but I'm okay with that because I can't sing.
Well, that is excellent, and I wish you all the best. And I wish all of you the best.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you.
Whatever
Right.
you want to do as far as theater, whether it's the dresser, whether it's backstage, whether it's stage management, on stage, I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Raina.
you.
I got another thing at 7:30, so.
All right. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for taking the time.
I just want to say I have met Kara
Time.
Lindsay as well.
She's lovely. Isn't she a
And-
lovely woman?
I have met her and her husband. They are such sweet people. All of you Broadway stars, you're so humble and down to earth and
Yes.
personable with us.
You guys
That's what I love about you.
appreciate that
I
very
got
much.
a call from Casey Levy, so you're my second.
Oh, I love her too. I saw her in Denver.
Yeah,
I just want to say one more thing before I go. Orlando, Mike. I went to Disney World in Orlando for is that Disney World or Disney?
Yes, Disney World is in Orlando.
Right. I went for the very first time in my life 2 years ago.
Oh, wow.
2 years ago. Yeah, me and, okay, so my BFF is Capathia Jenkins, who's the original Broadway Meta.
Oh my gosh.
My bestie. And we were doing a concert in Orlando, and I said, oh my God, I have to go to Disney World because we're here in Orlando doing the show. This is the perfect time.
Yes.
So I had the best time. If you go to my Instagram, I've got me and her do like all of whenever we travel, we do these videos. So I've got one from Disney World.
Not gonna lie, I
Oh
might
my
have to go
God.
look at that after the stream.
I will
Probably.
too.
Yeah.
And Aisha,
It was the
if
best.
you and Capathia are ever here in Orlando visiting Disney or Universal, please message me.
Yes.
'Cause I
Okay.
would love to meet you in person.
I mean, I live in Charlotte. It's not as exciting, but
That's quite all right.
yeah.
You guys are great, all right?
Thank you so
All right,
much.
my dear.
Thank
Yes, we will let you
you.
go.
Take care.
Good time.
Bye.
Thank
You too. Stay
Bye-bye.
safe.
Oh
Wow.
my gosh. Was
Oh
that not
my
a treat?
God.
Was that not a treat, you
That
guys?
was yo.
yeah.
Let's give a round of applause for Mike for reaching out to her. And let's give like one more round of applause for her for Aisha taking the time to actually come and appear on our show. That was really great. She's so sweet. Broadway people are just so sweet and down to earth.
That was awesome. Here, give me 1 second.
Oh gosh. Uh-oh. Well, okay, so while Tyler freaked out, let's get back into what we usually do, which is going over the show. But we said we're doing Rent right next year. Not next year. What? Hold up. Okay. Let's focus on that after. Sorry, my brain is still like all over the place. You good?
You good,
Yeah, I'm
Tyler?
good. Ah!
And just think, this is gonna be on my YouTube channel. So if y'all want to go back and rewatch this, you're more than welcome to.
Oh, definitely. Most definitely.
So I'm gonna sit back a little bit for this show because as much as I love Newsies, it's not my favorite. But
But it is me and Mike's.
so one of you briefly summarize what Newsies is about.
Do you want me to go, Mike, or you?
Well, I have notes, but feel free to bounce off of what I say.
All right, you can start. Go ahead.
So it is based on the actual 1899 newsboys strike of New York.
Which I have history on, so that's all you're gonna know from him.
Yep. So the Newsies go on strike after the owner of the paper raises the prices, so the Newsies would have to pay more to sell more
And
papers.
it's Brianna's
money.
favorite, so
And Brianna's favorite, yes, of course. And so Jack Kelly, who's the leader of the Lower Manhattan Newsies of New York, dreams of going off to Santa Fe, New Mexico. Why, I have no idea.
Because
But
Santa Fe's
then-
awesome.
Well,
But
maybe
think
I've
you're
never been there.
this is in 1899. What's there? You know what I
Exactly, what's
mean?
there. But yeah, but then he meets along the way, he encourages the other Newsies of New York City to rise up and strike against the price hike. And along the way, he meets Catherine Plummer, an inspiring reporter for, I think it's
The New York Sun.
Yes,
Yep.
the New York Sun. And she kind of thinks he's a little stuck-up prick at first.
That roast at the beginning of the musical was hilarious. I will say that.
So me and Mike, we watched the Disney, but the one on Disney. And me and my dad actually watched the movie a couple weeks ago. Not gonna lie, I like just because I love Jeremy Jordan and he's on my list. Mike knows what I'm talking about. I love the stage production of this show. I love how they use the projections. I love how I told Mike it's my goal. It's now on my goal to learn the dance routine for Seize the Day. That is on my goal to learn that whole dance routine, that whole sequence.
I learned some of it thanks to Nico on like a live stream thing.
Oh yeah,
a Zoom thing we did.
For anyone wondering, I think Tyler, you meant talking about Nico de Jesus, who played Romeo.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, and also before we continue, for those, because I know I guarantee you there's gonna be some people out there who are not gonna understand because I asked Aisha about the union and equity and all that, and I'm not sure if I explained it in our very first episode, but a quick summary of what that is. The union is like a company in a way. It's it's a way for actors to get shows, but once you're in the union, you can't get out of it, or if you do, it's hard because you lose your status. But it's basically it helps actors get shows, but you can only do certain shows if they're like supported by the union. I think I got that right. If Aisha watches this again, please correct me if I'm wrong. But I'm pretty sure that's what it is. So like Casey, she did Rent before she joined the union, so she can get some equity points before she went in. So she played Maureen, which if anybody can find that footage, please send it to me.
Oh my god!
I want to see Casey as Maureen so bad.
Man, you're really dramatic.
Calm down.
All right, Liz.
Liz, now I'm probably auditioning for.
That's what the union is. It's a way for it's a group that helps actors get jobs for certain shows. So back to Newsies.
And the Newsies are a union because they say they are so.
Oh, and also because Aisha's been doing it.
Even though they don't have to have the badges, they're a union just by saying so.
Yeah.
So let's dive right into the first song, which is Mike. You have.
Although, actually, I was going to go over our favorite characters first.
Okay, go for it.
Pick one through. So, my favorite characters are Race, the cigar-chewing Newsie. He's hilarious. He's one of my favorites. And then Les, Davy's younger brother. Jack, obviously. Romeo, Davy, Spot Conlon of the Brooklyn Newsies, and Catherine Plummer, played by the wonderful Carol Lindsay.
Mike, after the stream, is there a chance you can take a picture of Aisha and put it into the little special thing so I can make that the thumbnail?
Yeah, I will find a picture of Aisha as Meta Larkin and put that in there so you can change it over.
Yeah, because me and Mike, I almost sent a message about it.
I had to yell at Liz to keep it under wraps.
For how long?
Excuse me, no, you didn't. You're like, oh, should I send it to the man? I was like, no, I want to see Tyler's reaction when he sees who it is.
You're
the one who wanted to spoil it. I'm the one who wanted to keep it under wraps.
I didn't want to spoil it.
Yeah, you did.
Whatever. Okay.
So 3 of us didn't know who the special guest was. Only 2 knew.
Yeah,
and they refused to tell us.
Right.
So, who wants to go next?
Liz.
I guess the fellow fancy up there.
All right, I'll go. Man, all right. My favorite characters are Jack Kelly, Pulitzer, surprisingly, Davy, Crutchy.
Oh, Crutchy.
My band, Crutchy. And probably Les. Those are probably my favorite characters in the show.
Man, let me tell you, the kid that played Les in the 2017 Disney Plus show was hilarious.
Yes.
Like, when they get kicked out of the big doors of the world, and he just stands there and shouts back inside and turns around and says,
so
they
fun.
got it. Oh my
They
god,
got
that kid was hilarious.
And then when he says,
That and
and
also
that
when
girl,
he
Sally, she's a plum, I start laughing hysterically.
Oh my god. And the scene where they escape from Snyder and they're
Mhm.
hiding in Meta's performance
Theater.
hall.
So I can
Meta's
see
theater.
her legs.
Yeah, and so Davey bows at Meta in respect. Les is facing the complete other way, staring at two of her dancers.
Two of the blondly beauties. I forget what their names are. The actual name.
I know exactly what you're
Bounty
talking
beauties.
about.
Yeah. And then Davey's like, "What are you doing?" And Les is like, "I can see her legs." It is hilarious.
I know exactly.
Why did you do that so good? How did you do that so good,
Me?
man? Yes,
think
you.
I watch the musical too much.
No.
Yeah,
I watch it probably every morning.
Okay.
Like a little bit of it every morning
So how about
before I head off to like camp.
So how about we let the show go, because we all know that I probably don't have a favorite character, because again, I'm not very crazy about it.
Yeah.
Hey, and I'll be right back.
I respect it as a show. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
I respect it as a show, and it is really great. But I don't have like. Okay, Michelle, you go. I'm gonna shut up now.
Okay, so I really like Jack Kelly because of Jeremy Jordan.
Mm-hmm. Great.
Anyways, then it goes Catherine, Davey, Les, Crutchy, Spot, and of course, Madam Larkin. I can't believe we just had her on here. I forgot.
You forgot her name. Oh, poor Michelle. I'm so disappointed.
Michelle, and you call yourself a fancy.
So,
but yeah, with Les, I love the line when he goes, "I got a date." That was another line. He said that was hilarious. And Romeo. Also Romeo, where he's like, "How'd she know my name?" I loved that.
Yeah. So when we first see Catherine come on stage, Romeo gets a little flirty with her, and she says something, keep dreaming, Romeo. Oh no, it's after she comes into the restaurant to talk to the boys after they start the strike.
Yeah.
Like, keep dreaming, Romeo. And he walks right over to, I think it's Davey or Jack, and he's like, "How does she know my name?" And then Jack just shoves him out of the way.
So I think mine is gonna be I've always, anytime I watch this, I love Larkin. I love her. I don't know why. I think it might be her song or whatever. I don't know. There's something about her that I love. So having Aisha on the show, I'm very proud of myself that I was able to keep my cool, just like I did with Casey, barely. But I'm
just wait until the stream ends, you guys. Liz is gonna go full geek.
Yeah. I'm still going over that her first show in the Union was Little Shop of Horrors. That is such a good show. Okay, I just have to
I
get
forgot to ask her. I was like, what character did she play in Little Shop of Horrors? I'm like, I haven't seen Little Shop of Horrors in quite a while, so I wouldn't know anyways.
All right.
I gotta find that show. I'm gonna find that
Is
show
it on YouTube?
over and over again. Anyway, and then also I like Jack Kelly, but Madam Larkin is right, but was at the top of my list. I'm trying to remember who she plays in Little Shop of Horrors. Christina, you go while I look that up.
This is hard because they're all great.
For real.
I like Les. He was funny. He was good. Everyone did a great job. All the singers, their vocals, everything. The dancers. I don't know what to choose because they're all so great because they've done it for a while. But it's an amazing musical. It's awesome. Love the dancing though. The dancing was, I think, my best.
Oh yeah.
Yes, the dancing.
And the costumes are so cool.
Especially during
everybody, because yes, Craig, Dr. River, who, hey guys, sorry, I didn't want to interrupt her while she was talking, so while all y'all were popping in, I'm saying hi to you guys now. Hi. Anyway,
Yes, hi,
Dr. River Who, that's my friend Stephanie.
Oh, hello.
Hi, Craig and
The
Jesse.
dancing was amazing.
Yes.
Yeah. You got the.
Hi, everyone.
Okay. So now that we've gotten through our favorite characters, let's get into those songs.
I'm sorry. She was in Rent? Excuse me?
Yeah, I just
She was
saw
in
that.
Rent,
She was
too?
on Rent. Yeah.
She was in Rent. Okay, no. Okay, maybe graduating from Columbia College, Chicago, where she was mentored by Sheldon Patikin. I don't know. Aisha's professional career began with Little Shop of Horrors, Four Saints in 3 acts. She returned to New York 1997, and in 1998, did her first Broadway show, Bring in the Noise, like she said. Bring in the Funk, and then followed by Rent and Caroline or Change.
She played Blanket, right? Yeah, she played Blanket on Rent.
Blanket?
It said her name underneath who she played on Rent.
Who did she play in Rent?
Blanket. Blanket something. I can't tell.
Who the heck is Blanket? I've seen Rent 1,000 times. Hang on, give me a minute.
But it says Blanket underneath her name.
Hang on, let me see. Go away. I hate these stupid ad things. Okay, continue on with the show while I do this.
Hey, Mike, I just sent you something on Instagram really quick.
Oh, okay.
Okay, first song is what?
So the first song is Carrying the Banner, which is somewhat of the opening number where you see all the Newsies kind of getting ready for their day of selling papers.
Tyler, I thought you wanted to touch on a little bit of Santa Fe in the prologue.
I was thinking we could talk about what?
We will talk about that when we get to Santa Fe.
The actual Santa Fe, not the, we'll talk about that during.
Okay.
She was in Law and Order.
Okay. So yeah, so Carrying the Banner is once again the main opening number. It introduces where also Jack Kelly meets Catherine. He tries to offer her a paper, then she comes up with this like roast. I forget what it was.
Cheeky boy gets nothing for his troubles.
Yes, I got a headline for you. Cheeky boy gets nothing for his troubles. Oh,
Loved it.
Yep.
Oh, she was Joanne Jefferson's understudy for Rent, and she played the mother, Miss Jefferson, woman with bags and others, as replacement. So that's who she was in Rent.
Yeah, I just have to say, my favorite moment in Carrying the Banner is when they're singing. It's the moment the Delancey brothers open the gate.
Yes.
And Race is just like, what is that unpleasant aroma?
Yes, it smells like the sewer man backed up during the night. Or could it be the Delancey brothers?
Okay. So, okay.
And then I also like the chase scene between Delancey's and Jack. I also like that.
I'm just trying to calm myself because I just found out.
But first of all, we gotta talk really quick. That set with those 3 pillars is amazing.
Yes.
They move all around the stage. There's they
rotate.
Yep. There's a couple smaller ones that they can roll on and off the stage during Santa Fe. During that stretch. Once and for all. Yeah, it's
because you have to imagine some of those set pieces get redecorated for different places.
Yes, so they have the 3 column things. They have screens that come down, and there'll be projections of the setting that they're in. So during crap.
So it's the bottom
line. They'll show the office. I think I have pictures of it in here.
Mm-hmm. And then during
no, not that's rich. Yeah, they
and
did.
then whenever we're in Mr. Puller's office, it's like a
so I don't know if you can see it, but right in there, back there is kind of the set with those current the backdrop things. You can get a better look at them in this. Like that right there's the
that
the
whole backdrop
projection.
is just projection screens.
You're right, which is awesome. And they really well did that.
Yeah, they worked it into the show really well.
Yeah.
It was seamless. It was smooth.
I'm very picky when Broadway shows use projections.
Newsies did it well. You have to admit.
Did a phenomenal job with projections, and
same with Disney on Broadway overall. Their projection mapping.
They've been the A game when it comes to using projections and projection tracking.
Like you will attest to this, especially in Frozen during Let It Go, where Elsa was using her ice powers. The projection mapping on the side columns and everything is phenomenal. It is like top of the line.
It goes on the walls of the stage, but and also how they do it in Rent too. At the end, they played a video that Mark has supposedly been filming throughout the entire show, and they project that onto the wall as they're singing Seasons of Love. I was about to say the number. Ow! Okay.
But we will be covering that next week, I believe, correct?
Maybe. No, actually, no. We have a plan for that. We're gonna go over that after we're done going over the show.
Okay.
And something that I always think about when every show is I'm thinking, how would they be with projections and everything? How would they be able to do this type of show without projections, like for like a high school or college, if they weren't able to have those effects?
I can say maybe for like, I'm trying to think. Well, they'd probably use gobos, which actually is something I did not cover what gobos are in our first episode. Gobos are like stencils basically for lights. You put them in, you get a fun little design with the lights. They probably would use something like that for projections and regular lights. If I had to take a wild guess, I mean, I know that's probably what my school would do if we were to do Newsies. We would use gobos.
Mm-hmm. Or if
I'm back.
Or if the school or the production company had a budget enough, they could either use multiple backdrops that they could raise and lower for different scenes, or if they had a giant screen towards the back of the stage, they could just project the backdrop onto the screen.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
That's what I think. That's why a scrim comes in handy.
Mm-hmm.
For those who do not know, it's like a giant sheet. Basically, you shine the light in on one side, it's opaque. You shine on the other, it's transparent. That's the same thing, isn't it?
What's that beeping?
Someone's car alarm was going off outside my apartment. Sorry.
That's fine.
Same exact thing, isn't it? Opaque and transparent are different things, right? Those are two opposites, right?
What?
The opaque and transparent, those are opposites, right?
I believe so, yeah.
I always get those mixed up.
I'm not sure.
You point the light on a screen one way and it's see-through, and the opposite side, it's not see-through. Yeah.
Hey guys, I'll be right back.
All right. So I guess let's just go on to the next one.
So Tyler actually messaged me about this, and he thinks we should cover The Bottom Line.
Really?
Which is the song that Mr. Pulitzer and his staff sing when they decide to raise the price of the paper.
Nah.
I think it helps establish why the Newsies start to riot.
That's fair.
So right after carrying the banner, we cut to Mr. Pulitzer's office, where he's getting the newest reports on the quarter sales for his paper company. And ever since the war ended, I'm not sure which war it was.
I think it was. Hang on, give me one sec.
It wasn't World War One.
It may have been. Hang on, you can continue. I'll look it up.
Okay. So then Mr. Pulitzer is trying to get his staff to see how they could make more money.
It was 1899, right?
Yeah, 1899.
The only war that ended around that time was the Spanish-American War. The Treaty of Paris was signed by. So it might have been the Spanish-American War. That's.
Okay, probably.
Unless it was the Second Boer War that took place in South Africa, which I'm pretty sure it wasn't.
It probably wasn't that one. So then finally, one of Mr. Pulitzer's staff is like, wait, if we raise the price.
Oh my God, so many wars happened. Sorry. I'm like looking at a giant list, so I continue.
That's okay. So then, one of his staff say if we charge the Newsies 60 cents per 100 papers instead of 50, they'll have to sell 10 extra papers to make the same amount as normal.
All right, I'm back.
And they bring up the point that, oh, well, that's only a tenth of a penny raise. But with every single newsie in New York City selling the paper, think about the growth of sales percentage, especially back then at the turn of the century.
Yeah, it was
that would be a lot of money.
It had to be the Spanish-American War because that's the only one that ended around that time.
Okay.
All right, so we're on bottom line?
We're about to go on the next.
Yeah, so we're covering the bottom line.
Okay.
And just to iterate, Mr. Pulitzer is a bad guy. He's only out
for money.
His only goal
For
is
the
to line
money.
his pockets. Yes. Hence why he
And
increases.
to bring people, help Snyder, I believe, to bring people to the refuge. Like, he wants Jack Kelly to bring him to Snyder so Snyder can get money for bringing people into the refuge.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, the refuge is like a child shelter at the time.
Mm-hmm.
And Snyder,
It's not
Snyder
fun.
is in charge. And the more kids he brings in, the more the city of New York pays him. Problem is, all the money he gets goes into his pocket. So any kid that goes to the refuge, they're living in tight, cramped conditions, dark, damp, disgusting vermin and things everywhere.
Basically,
And
it wasn't.
we will discuss how Jack ended up there before the events of Newsies when we get to that point.
Yeah, but I don't like I don't like that he. I hate anybody who takes advantage of children like that. Not like you said that I made that sound, but like sending him there just so you can get more money. No.
Well, now you know why they call him Snyder the Spider.
Yes, I was just about to say that. Snyder the Spider.
Okay, next. Virus protection. Virus and threat protection.
Oh dear.
So I guess we're on World War No now.
I thought we already did World War No.
No, we did carrying the banner and bottom line.
Okay, go for it.
All right, so the world.
So Tyler, I'll let you take the lead on this one.
All right, so the world will know. Before the song, it's the next day. They find out that the Newsies find out that the prices were raised, and they weren't too happy about that. So they all came together, and I believe it was Davies started the idea of starting a strike. So they
it was Jack, and Davey was like, "Oh well."
Right, that too.
It was Jack actually, but David's like, "Oh well, you need a union, you need a president, you need a cause for why you're striking."
Yeah, Davey knew more about what they needed to become a union,
Mm-hmm.
but it was Jack.
Davey was skeptical about striking because his father was a worker who got injured, and he didn't have a union to back up his father for the workman's comp, as they call it now. So Davey's all skeptical because he and his little brother Les are basically providing for the family right now until his dad heals up.
Mm-hmm. Anybody else?
Oh yeah, and I just love the line though when Davey's like, "Well, you need a membership," and Jack just is like, "Who do you think these guys are?" And points all the newsies behind them. They're just like, "Hey,
hi."
Yeah.
And then Les was like, "Oh," when they were like, "Oh, anyone got a pencil?" He's like, "Oh, I got a pencil." It's like, "Oh
yeah, and meet our Secretary of State."
we'll meet our Secretary of State."
And then everyone's like, "Yeah." Oh, this show, it's
funny how when people talk to me, nobody here has ever said it yet. But when I'm at work, people ask me because when I talk really fast, they're like, "You from New York?" And I was like, "No." And they're like, well, you have a bit of a New York accent. And I was like, oh, no lie. It's probably because I watch too much Law and Order, because I copy accents. I mimic accents.
That's
and so
a good thing.
that's where it comes from.
SVU was the best one.
What?
SVU was the best one.
It's the only one. Let's be real.
Yes, I agree.
Hey, Whisker Hargitay, shoot me up because I really want to meet you.
Let me look through my
But anyway.
anytime. Whisker Hargitay, Olivia Benson can arrest me anytime.
Oh yeah. So
this is about Longwood.
also trying to find something.
I'm like squinting to my glasses.
The whole thing on it.
Mm.
Oh, I found the moment during That's Rich. So when we talk about that, I'll show the picture of it. What we were talking about earlier.
You guys
Okay.
be right back, okay?
All right. So World Would Know is such a good song.
Oh yeah.
Even though it's not one of the most high intensity like dance numbers, there's still really good choreography in that song.
There is a lot of drive behind that song.
Right.
There's a very powerful message behind that song.
Mm-hmm. The world.
I mean, the moves that
fire.
these guys can do are amazing. I'm like, I would love to learn from them how to do all that.
Yeah.
And I mean, me personally, I would love to learn some of that fight choreography.
Yes.
Like between the Newsies and the Delanceys.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's like the way they cut it for the Disney Plus version. It looks really good because you have all those awesome fight cuts that you would see in like a movie, which made it look a little better. But still, like, fight choreography as a whole on the Broadway stage is just so cool.
And when I saw it on tour and saw that whole thing happen, it was insane. You saw every little, like, it was so much. But it was so good.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's hard to
ask you,
describe it.
Tyler.
Yeah, like
I
when
forgot to ask you.
Go ahead, Michelle.
Tyler, when you saw the performance, was Jeremy Jordan
No.
playing Bill Kelly? Darn it!
It was Dan Luke. I know his name was Dan. It was the tour, not on Broadway. I saw it in Orlando. I think it was right as when they built Dr. Phillips. Like, I think because they were probably one of the first shows to play in the Walt Disney Theater or the Disney Theater.
Cool.
Back to what Mike was saying.
Yeah.
Okay, but it's like with the fight, like you see one of the Delanceys picking up Les, and then Jack grabbing Les, punching the Delancey, and then hiding.
Putting Les in the barrel and rolling him across the stage.
Oh, I
knocking
love
over the
that part.
cops.
I love that part.
I feel like we should talk about that during that part of the season today. We can talk about it more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, that has to be so fun for that kid.
He's like, yay!
Although he probably has to stay in that barrel for a while so he can recollect his bearings because he has to get dizzy.
Well, if you look, because they show I believe they show the whole thing where Jack puts him in the bucket, tips him over, rolls him, and I think he gets like right up, and then gets down. I can look at it. I'm pretty sure that's what happens.
I think he pops up, looks around, and then goes back down.
And then gets back in and then comes out or something.
I would have wanted to come out of the barrel and automatically be all dizzy just for a second and then like get my bearings and everything just because it would look funny.
All right, just to be clear, the Newsies Broadway musical film is so much better than the movie, in my opinion.
Yes.
The original 1992 Newsies movie that the musical is based on
was not a success is what they thought it was going to be. They even said that.
It gained a cult following over the years, and they pushed for it to be a Broadway musical.
So how did that all start, like, with the whole... There should have been a... So
I honestly have no idea.
I wonder how it, like, all started with... Did it, like, seek, like, getting, like, popular somehow? And then they were like, hey, let's go bring it to a Broadway musical?
Well, it's like a lot of those... It's like a lot of those movies from the 80s and 90s that weren't popular when they came out, but then later on they gained a cult following.
Wait, what are we talking about?
We're just talking about the musical, the fight scenes. Oh, yeah, so here we go. Let me look at it.
No, y'all don't have to be seeing me, just my My dad made pasta, so I had to go down and get some pasta so I could eat. Because y'all, I did not have time to eat. I was so hungry.
Lucky.
Oh, yep. So they put him in the barrel.
Mm-hmm.
Jeremy pushes him down. He looks up. Jeremy punches the dude, gets on his back. Punches a dude. Ben Fanghauser pushes him. Then he runs people over. Then Jeremy pulls Les out and then throws the barrel onto the Delancey's. That's what happens.
Mm-hmm. So then the kid who was playing Les is probably just able to go off stage and just sit down for a little bit to get over the dizziness.
Yeah, because because I believe he's like all the way off stage. Because right after Jeremy throws the barrel, the cop shows up. There's a very little fight scene, and then that's where they take Crutchy.
Oh yeah, so basically,
because all the Newsies clear after that when they grab Crutchy.
Yeah, so the cops show up. Romeo comes out, and he's like, they're beating us up, they're killing us, and he turns around to face the cop, and the cop just wails on Romeo.
Boom!
Because back then,
wait, are you sure that's Romeo? Because Romeo, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure Nico. I think Nico was Romeo during that.
Yeah, I think it was.
Like Nico. I can look.
I think it was I think it was Romeo, but then because back then, your social standing mattered more than whatever was going on. So the cops are like, "Oh well, these kids are messing with Mr. Puller's business. Let's beat them back to order."
Because also, behind Jack's head, he's also thinking about the whole refuge ordeal. He wants that to be no more.
That whole, depending on where you come from, that sounds oddly familiar. Where does that sound so familiar? Oh, it's because we're still dealing with that kind of stuff today.
Oof.
Exactly. But yeah, see, back then it was less about your...
I'm a weakling, y'all. I really am. That hurt.
Well, back then it was less about your color and more your social status.
Yeah, but still, the fact that we're still having to worry about any of that, whether it's your social status or your color, it shouldn't matter.
Yep.
Exactly.
Alexander
anyway. So then after the world will know, Snyder shows up, and after all the Newsies scatter, Crutchy gets left behind because he
no, that's during Seize the Day.
No, that's during Seize the Day.
That's all during Seize the Day.
Oh, sorry, I'm skipping ahead a little bit.
We were talking about the fight scene, and then that's where we all got confused.
Okay, so the world will know.
It was just them talking about the strike. They all got pumped. And then
So basically, the Newsies show up to the world to collect their papers like normal, but then they find out about the price hike. And they're like, haha, very funny. But then they find out it's not a joke. So then, then we'll take our business to the sun. And Spectacles are like, I'll save you the trip. They raise their prices too. And then more Newsies come up and saying, this place raised their prices. This place raised their prices. Every newspaper around town has raised their prices. So then that's when the Newsies decide to form the union and strike against the price raise.
Yeah.
And they do manage to defeat the Delanceys and stop the papers stop Newsies from carrying out the paper. But the wagons still went out.
Which was their problem.
Yeah.
So then their plans the next day was to stop the wagons.
Right. Oh yeah, because they're in that whole scene happens in that bar kind of area, and they're all talking about it, and then that's when I believe Catherine comes in and talks about her putting them in her paper of the New York Sun, which Pulitzer isn't happy about, but we can get to that.
And Jack also brings up the point. For someone who works at the Sun, you spend a lot of the time at the World.
Wait, what did he say?
For someone who works at the New York Sun, you spend a lot of your time at the World.
Oh yeah.
And we will get into why later.
So old will know.
So then next, I think we were going to do Watch What Happens.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. So really. Oh yeah. Because then Jack's like, Catherine is gonna write the paper, and then that scene change. They're doing a scene change. They're having dialogue about it, and Jack is like, "Make it good" or something like that.
Write it
And
good.
then write it good. That one. And yeah, I forgot we weren't gonna really go over bottom line, but I found the picture of what we were talking about earlier with the whole "I could see her legs."
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if you can
Yeah,
see
zoom
it.
it in a little bit more
This way.
and center it.
By the way,
Yeah.
by the way.
Oh, yeah.
Right
So yeah,
there.
that top photo right there.
Right.
You can see the actor playing Les is leaning over with his mouth, with his jaw open, just gaping at the dancers.
So to answer your question, Michelle, so it was Dan DeLuca. Dan DeLuca. Yeah.
Okay.
All right. So watch what happens. You can take this one, Mike.
Okay, so this is.
I love that you guys just completely taken over my live stream. Which I'm okay with.
We're the fans.
Hey,
here,
we're the fantasies. You said that
Yo.
you're not a huge fan of Newsies.
Yeah, that's why
Hey.
I'm just back and actually learning and listening. And I'll contribute.
I literally cut up this shirt so that way I can have a vest. Okay.
Excuse me, I bought a hat.
I'm in my pajamas.
Well, Liz, you get the memo that we're gonna start dressing up every week.
Okay. So then this is basically this is Catherine's, I think it's her only solo in the show.
Yep. Solo for the entire song, yes. She has a solo in Once and For All.
This is basically Catherine's beginning to write the article about the Newsboys strike.
Yep.
But she's also skeptical because like she's a female reporter. You know, she's been doing mostly reviews on shows and stuff. So this is a step up for her to be a main reporter.
Yeah.
So she's skeptical about like, well, will they allow a woman to do this?
She's not throwing away her shot.
Rachel loves Disney.
Hey, Rachel. Yeah, it's like one of the lines in Watch What Happens is,
"Hey, Rachel, welcome."
It's a girl. How the hell is that even legal?
Yeah. Look, just go and get her.
Because she's skeptical about like, will they even allow a article written by a woman to be published on the front page of the paper?
Mm-hmm. And she doesn't know how to write it.
Mm-hmm.
And you can see this is also, to me, really cool. So, in that scene, it's her desk, the typewriter, the paper, and then behind her with those 3 columns, I believe it's 1 or 2, the projection things come down, and it's typing what she's saying.
Yeah.
Which is really cool to me.
Well, it's suggesting what she's typing. I'm pretty sure she's just typing gibberish on the actual typewriter.
You know what I mean? Like, for us to think what she's actually typing, but she really isn't.
Yeah. I like that.
But I also think during this time, Catherine starts to kind of start developing feelings for Jack.
She starts liking Jack because
in a song before this, it was it's a song called "I Never Planned on You." So Jack sees Catherine at Meta's theater. She's doing a review for a show.
It was the 4th song in the show.
Yeah,
it was right after That's Rich.
And so when he's singing his part of the show, he's drawing a picture of Catherine on a newspaper.
Mm-hmm.
And when he leaves the newspaper there. And as she's walking out of her box, she finds it. And she kind of gets this look on her face where I think that's where the spark.
And then in a couple lines in Watch What Happens, she's like,
picture a handsome, heroic,
charismatic, plain-spoken, known. Something, son of a lie down with those, so you can wake up with a raise and a promotion.
Oh, yeah.
So he's a flirt, a complete egomaniac. The fact is, he's also the face of a strike. What a face.
I love that part.
That's a
what a face. Face fact.
Drowning in the ocean.
The orchestra is so good in that song. Like there's like cymbals going.
I'm not gonna lie, I zoned out. What song are we on?
Watch What Happens.
Oh god. Yeah, a lot of songs to go to.
Yeah, so like seeing her have her internal struggle about trying to take this step up in the world of reporting and newspaper printing, and also.
And she's also worried about. I don't know if we want to talk about this later when that song comes up. Of also why she's nervous because of
Her
what
family ties.
Right. Do we want to talk about that song when we get it down there? It's the Bottom Line reprise. It was where Jack.
Let's just get this out in the open now. So Catherine goes by the name Catherine Plummer. That's the name that she publishes under, but her real name is Catherine Pulitzer. She is the daughter of the man who runs the newspaper that Jack and the Newsies are striking against.
Yep, and so Jack does not know it.
And Jack doesn't know. So she's torn between her feelings for Jack and her sympathy for the Newsies, but also her
loyalty to her family.
Her loyalty to her father, who's also a very powerful man. She actually says in a scene in Act 2 that I don't need to spy for my father. He has eyes all over the city. Because I think The World is like one of the #1 newspapers, if not the #1 newspaper in New York.
Yeah,
at the time. So he has eyes and ears everywhere.
At the time,
Plus, she never tells Jack. She tells Jack that is her her written name or publishing name. You never asked me what my actual name was.
Right.
Yeah. At the time of in 1899, The World was it was like the New York Times, basically, of 1999. Oh my,
1899. I always get that confused as well. Don't think it's only you.
I have it written right in front of me. Oh my god, 1899. The World was the go-to newspaper of New York City. That is what I was trying to say. Oh my god.
And because of that, with Joseph Pulitzer's social standing and success as a businessman, he had eyes and ears everywhere.
Anything else we have to say about Watch?
Nope. So now we're moving on to one of the best power ballads, in my opinion, in all of Disney on Broadway, Santa Fe.
Wait, no, it isn't. Not yet. It is Seize the Day's next.
Oh, yes. I'm sorry. We were
Seize the Day is the most intense dance number in this show.
That is the number I'm gonna. Once I have that whole dance sequence memorized, I guarantee y'all I'll come on YouTube.
Now it's time to seize the day.
I'll do the newspaper slides.
And hold on, because I kind of historically. So the day of that, where they start stopping the wagons and that whole fight starts, they do this paper dance. I got one of the newspapers that they use in the show, and I'm guessing that date was July 20th, 1899.
And what's cool is you said it's actual. Put it.
So the articles are real.
Yeah, the articles are real.
It's like, I guarantee it's not. They're not about real stuff, but it's actual genuine typing. Like you can actually read it.
Right. Yeah. There's like stuff about like promotions, long credits, dental for $5.
Advertisements.
To get your teeth done, it was only $5.
Oh my god. No, thank you. Can you imagine how painful that was back then?
Oh.
$5 for a full set of. This is for like fake teeth. It was $5 for a set of teeth. $1 for gold fillings.
Oh, can I go back to 1988, please?
1899.
What did I say?
1899.
But this is what they used during the paper dance. You can see that there's like shreds from them like dancing on the paper.
I'd die at that. Like if you knew that was what Jeremy Jordan stood on, I'd be like, y'all better.
Jeremy Jordan does no dancing.
I know.
This number. He does a little bit. He has like one dance solo. It starts off as a dance solo, but then it builds to every newsie doing it.
Seize the Day is my favorite song from the musical.
It literally is probably the only song that I actually know.
That's my favorite dance incorporated song. Like out of like carrying the banner.
Definitely my favorite dance number. My favorite dance. It's probably the most iconic one as well.
Yes.
Yeah, it's definitely the most iconic, but it's my second favorite because there's another song in this show that's my favorite, and we'll get to that because it's coming up soon.
It's probably both of our favorites. I think it is.
Probably Santa Fe. I guarantee Santa Fe.
Yep.
No, I'm talking about dance sequences.
Back to Seize the Day. I know a little bit about this song. So you two correct me if I get any of this wrong, all right?
All right, so yeah, go.
I'm gonna test my newsy knowledge. Hashtag newsy knowledge. I can't believe I just did that. Somebody please just slap me. Do it again.
Delayed reaction.
No, what do you mean it wasn't a delay? It was not a delay, was it?
The slap was slap and then you went. Like there was like maybe like a second delay, not even.
Whatever. But
whatever, yeah. I won't be picky.
Them being like, you know what, we're gonna do this, it's gonna happen, we're gonna go on strike because this is not right, and we're gonna change it. Is that right?
Kind of. So correct me if I'm wrong again. I believe Seize the Day is the day that they stop the wagons. Right?
Yeah, that's when they stop the wagons.
Because they already stopped Newsies from selling them. They just have to stop the wagons. Plus,
when we say they stop the Newsies, they're not like forcing the Newsies to not sell the paper.
Right,
They've convinced the Newsies. They've convinced the other Newsies in Lower Manhattan and probably all of Manhattan.
Well, yeah. Well, this is also, I believe it was before Seize the Day, where they all came together. A couple of Newsies went to different parts of New York. So someone went to like Queens, someone went to. No one wanted to go to Brooklyn because of Spot Collins.
Yeah, I think
C-O-N-L-O-N.
I think that was after Seize the Day.
I don't know.
Yeah, so Jack was like, Specs, you take Midtown. Tommy Boy, take the East Side.
And who wants Brooklyn? Everyone just was like this.
Come on, Brooklyn.
Who's listening to? Well, don't know. I just heard it.
Common territory.
My hair is.
But yeah, Seize the Day is one of the most intense dance numbers.
Oh, yeah, I don't doubt.
Especially afterwards with the fight.
Yes, I don't know how they do it.
I guarantee you.
So here is what the dance numbers looked like.
I guarantee you, if I ever have to do this, I will fall flat on my face because I can't. Like, I would be slipping out and sliding all over those newspapers. I would not be able to do it.
So yeah, that's the paper dance right there.
So yeah, and that's just to help their feet slide better on the stage.
Right.
And not only
they're also trying to shred the papers.
I forget what movie, but they basically took that dance number, basically inspired by Gene Kelly, a famous classic movie actor. I don't remember what movie it was that he did that, but basically,
yeah, Singing in the Rain.
Okay.
Speaking of Singing in the Rain, we should probably maybe do that one week. I don't know. Maybe
one day. Yeah.
One day, eventually.
Let's figure out what we're gonna do next week. Okay. So we're running a little short on time, so let's go to
all right.
Santa Fe, because I feel like if we don't do Santa Fe, these two people are gonna kill me. So
okay, so
let's just go right into Santa Fe.
Do I'll split this up? I'll start it, then you can kind of continue it.
Piggyback.
All right, so
I can't talk.
Santa Fe starts off kind of before the actual song, so they have a fight scene. Then the Delancey brothers took Crutchy, and then Snyder, the Spider, starts beating Crutchy with his crutch, drags him off stage. Jack's mad, starts running up those staircases, and then starts singing about him wanting to go to Santa Fe. I believe.
Everybody wanted to go to Santa Fe.
All right, Mike, you can continue.
Yeah, so like he expresses.
I can hear something writing.
Yeah, I hear someone writing too, and it's not me.
It's not
Not
me.
me.
It's not me.
Hands up, everybody.
Is it someone's TV or no?
No. My TV's right there. You would see something.
Because my parents are.
Oh,
I hear
no.
the TV.
I'm not ready.
No, my parents' TV. I didn't know if you could hear it.
I think we can hear it.
I can't hear it now.
That's
No.
low.
Dr. River, who said, I want to join for Singing in the Rain, just so y'all know. Just so y'all know.
You know, yeah,
Okay.
you guys, if there's any musicals that you guys want to join in on, let DM me, get in touch with me.
Or even if you have ideas for musicals that we can do.
If you have ideas for musicals, like DM me your ideas if you want to if you want to do a show that you want to be in. We're always open to welcoming one-time guests, except with Christina, because she's my bus greeter buddy.
Bus greeter.
She's now officially part of our cast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I'm official. I need to be verified. I need that little blue check. I need that little blue check. I need that little blue check on there. Ding.
I will give you a little blue check.
okay, so then in Santa Fe, yeah, Jack is starting to express more and more his feelings of wanting to leave New York and go to Santa Fe, as he put it in the prologue at the start of the show.
Yes. Oh, crap, I
You
forgot
can
about
keep
that.
your small life in a big city. Give me my big life in a small town.
Yeah, give me a big life. Okay, so yeah,
Next.
really quick, because we were gonna mention this a little bit. So Santa Fe Prologue, I'm just gonna quickly just touch on. So it's they wake up, then Crutchy was like, someone gives me the idea, I don't know, they'll send me off to the refuge for good. Then they start singing, and then Jack wants Crutchy to go to Santa Fe with him. And he was like, Jack Kelly says, no one cares about no bum leg in Santa Fe. No, you just hop a Palomino, you're riding in style. And then I bet a few months of clean air, you can change your life for good or something.
You can throw that crutch away.
Yeah. Throw that crutch for good. Santa Fe, you get back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's really pretty much it. And then they head off to carrying the banner.
When he's singing Santa Fe now, he's very upset because, the Newsies got beaten to a pulp and everything,
Crutchy's now in the refuge.
Yeah, folks, we finally got a headline.
Newsies crushed as Bulls attack. Crutchy's calling me Dunkers is too dang slow.
So Jack is basically starting to second guess his decision to begin this strike against Pulitzer.
Mm-hmm.
And he's becoming more invested in his Go West young man obsession with going to Santa Fe.
Mm-hmm.
And now it's like the tables have turned where Jack Kelly is kind of nervous about doing this thing. And now Davey is like, this is a fight we have to win. That's probably one of my favorite lines in the show.
I don't know why. It just gives me Lennon Rob vibes.
And it's like Davey yells it, and he's like, "This is a fight we have to win." Oh, yes.
I feel like that's a line you would hear in Les Miserables. I'm just gonna I feel
And if you watch the trailer for the live version, for Disney Plus, and when Davey yells it during the trailer, man.
It gives me
chills. And then it goes right into I would, but I don't think we can just because of we don't want to get demonetized. I would.
I mean, you can sing maybe a bar.
I could probably sing a couple bars. I can probably sing a few bars.
Sing the first opening line.
All
right, I'll do the very end.
We're gonna go to the next song because we're running low on time.
Love Newsies at Dr. Phillips. All right. Crap. Well, now I forgot it. Dang it.
Okay, we'll come back.
Yeah, come back. Let me think of it.
Hey, De'Ara, remind us, okay? So let's go on to the next song because we're running low on time.
Yep. So the next song we're going to cover is personally my favorite dance number
Hey,
in this. Yep, in this whole show, and that's King of New York.
All right, I got it.
Okay, we got it.
You got it.
'Cause I'm dead. If I can count on you today, I got nothing if I ain't got Santa Fe.
Wow.
Yeah, I can't do that. I can't do
Way
that.
to go, Tyler.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Yeah, I can't
You
do
did a
that.
great job,
I'll be
Tyler.
here for the rest of the stream.
Encore.
He'll be here all week.
Yes, I'll be here until whatever the theater thing ends.
You'll
So
be on Broadway. We'll see you on Broadway. We know him.
Yo. Next song.
Next song, King of New York. This
King of New
is
York is my second favorite song.
it is a good song. This is probably my third, second or third.
While
You can
Jack
start it.
so while Jack is starting to second guess his decision about the strike, the boys are feeling downbeaten with the fact that they just got absolutely stomped because before Seize the Day,
They thought nothing could stop them.
well, also
Really.
a bunch of the other Newsies did go out to the other areas of the city, but all the other areas were like, well, we're gonna wait to see what Brooklyn's gonna do. Is Brooklyn gonna show up?
Right. And they're also bummed out, but then Catherine shows up and says, "Look at these something. Can these really be the boys who made front page in the New York Sun?" And then everyone's happy. They made the front page above the fold, as Davey said.
As Davey says later on. But yeah. So then one Newsie in particular, I think it was Race.
Yep, it's Race.
His ego starts to show a little bit. And he's like, "We're famous. We're on the front page."
And then ya oyster. Bro, that part makes me laugh so much.
The world is my oyster.
And then everyone's like, "What?" You know, ya oyster.
My oyster.
What? You know, the fancy clam with the poil inside. Then everyone's like,
oyster. But yeah. So then he starts the opening line of King of New York with, "You don't need money when you're famous. They gives you whatever you want. Gratis.
Such as.
Laces.
Permanent boxes.
Pajama ride with sour pickle. My
A
personal
puts on what it
Look at me.
I'm the King of New York." Starts tapping. This is such a good tap number, though.
And there is a little technical aspect that I know about this sequence that we will discuss later.
What?
Where's my necklace? I'm not wearing my necklace. Sorry,
But yeah,
and it's so cool. It's like they tap. They do the spoon thing with spoons. They make music with these brums. It's really cool.
And then they all surround Catherine, and they're like, "Oh yeah, come on, you gotta dance. Show us what you got."
And then she starts kind of tapping, and everyone's like, "Boo!" And then she builds up her confidence, and she's like, "Da-da-da." And then
she's dancing with all the Newsies. She's dancing with all the boys.
All right, but I do have to say, I forget. I think it was the 25th anniversary concert. When they did it in London where they had Catherine. The girl that played Catherine was the girl who played Gretchen in Mean Girls as Catherine. It was actually really good. Then.
And this is basically the part where it's the closest they have to a girl Newsie. Now, in real life, they had girl Newsies, but in the show, they had no girl Newsies.
You guys actually would be when I was doing my research. Y'all would be surprised how many girl Newsies actually got involved in this strike. Which
is weird. Why don't they not? I think there were a couple during
Kelly for one is one that was
here. During Brooklyn's here, I believe there was one or two girls. Because they're the ones that say, "And so's the Bronx or whatever."
Yeah. Anyway, so what
Me and Mike know this show on the back of our hand.
Yeah, you did know it.
Hilarious.
Like, but my favorite lines, though, my favorite lines in King of New York is it starts the second verse when like I saw it go watch with a chain to twirl it. My very own man said it an indoor toilet.
A barbershop haircut that cost $0.25.
Anyway, so
and then they start incorporating Catherine into it.
Yep.
When Romeo says a regular beat for the Star Reporter and straight punk. She's the king of New York.
Who'd have thought I'm the king of New York?
He was sunk, pale and pitiful, but wet noodles.
why don't we just have our own production newsy here? Ready? Go.
What?
We
No.
should.
So now,
Anyway, next.
so that's just the boys reveling in their basically 5 minutes of fame being on the front page of the paper, above the fold.
Wait, hold on. I have to do it. Ready? Above the fold. Literally, above the fold. that one's actually hilarious.
You know you've made it. You know you've made it when you're above, not below, above the
fold.
Hey. But yeah, so then I think the next song we're gonna do is Brooklyn's Here.
Oh, I actually really like.
So
wait, do you mind if we kind of touch on something really quick?
What's up?
Bottom line reprise. So Jack Kelly gets arrested by Pulitzer. Brings him down to the cellar. Then that's when Brooklyn's Here starts.
Oh, yeah.
Right
So
as he gets arrested.
Before Brooklyn's Here, Jack goes
to Meadowlarkin's theater.
Oh no,
to hide out.
Jack goes to Pulitzer's office.
Right, that too.
To tell him that the strike is going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
And he pulls out the card about Catherine being his daughter. And now
and then that's when Jack first finds out.
That.
Mm-hmm.
I bet you that was a very fun conversation to have. Like,
mm-hmm. So then Pulitzer offers Jack a deal.
He doesn't sound like that. What?
Pulitzer offers Jack a substantial amount of money to get a first-class train ticket to Santa Fe.
To get him out, because he knows if Jack leaves, this whole strike's gonna fall to pieces.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
So he says, I'll give you
offer. You couldn't refuse.
You come to me in your time of need.
Yeah, so then Pulitzer offers Jack this opportunity. But the only way... So Pulitzer says, I will give you all this money, and I will have your record cleared if you call off the strike.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not going to lie. I would have done it. I would have
taken it. And he did. He took the deal.
Yep. So in addition to, in Jack's eyes, Catherine's betrayal, Pulitzer also threatened harm on Crutchy. Pulitzer threatened that if Jack didn't call off the strike, he would have them physically beat, possibly to death, Crutchy at the refuge. Pulitzer threatened that if Jack didn't...
Sorry. I'm sending the link to some friends who want to see. They want to see Aisha, but I'm like, yo, a little late.
Okay. Yeah, so Brooklyn's Here starts, and this is when the Brooklyn Newsies have finally come around and decide to join the strike. Because I think geographically and population-wise, Brooklyn is the 6th largest city in the U.S. at this time period. So if you have the Brooklyn Newsies behind you,
you good.
You got everyone. Because anyway, they had to get Brooklyn to get everyone else in New York.
Yeah, that's true.
Because not only is it the biggest city, those was a huge.
You had the biggest
Newsy group,
and the probably one of the
a little high school nerd. And if you have the football team behind you, everybody's going to be behind you. I think that's a good comparison.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
So then Brooklyn goes up, and I think
that's when
Brooklyn, Manhattan, Richmond, the Bronx,
That's when everybody was like, you know what? Let's all do it. Let's just
washing.
Yeah, I had it written down.
I know the song. Dun dun. Here, wait. Let me play it just to me really quick, and I can remind myself.
You might.
I will.
So we are like running low on time. So while Tal's getting that ready, we're gonna talk a little bit quickly about next week.
What time does this end?
Which we try to have it end like at 2 hours or maybe no more than 10 minutes over.
Okay, well, yeah. So we only, after Brooklyn's Here Liz, we only have 2 more songs to cover.
Yeah, but so while Tyler's pulling that up, I'm gonna quickly touch on what the plan is next week. So for those who do not know, Hamilton comes out in April.
I don't know. It's too hard to find out. It's like.
Okay, I guess we'll wait till the end for me to share my excitement. Anyway, so what were we on next?
So the next song is Something to Believe In, which is kind of the moment they Jack and Catherine fall in love.
That's not how the song goes. I don't know why I started singing it like that.
But yeah, so basically before this song.
No.
Wrong musical.
That's a complete wrong song.
Yeah, so,
I'm sorry. I've been doing this.
Mike, go ahead.
So before Something to Believe In, Catherine is in Jack's loft at the Newsboys' lodging. And she finds these drawings that he drew when he was in the refuge.
Which I may add are really good in the movie. Very impressed. Anyway, sorry.
And she sees like 2 or 3 boys to a bunk, rats and vermin everywhere. And we learn at this point that Jack had a record for trying to steal food and clothes. But it turns out he was trying to steal them for the boys at the refuge.
And so he hopped the back of Teddy Roosevelt's carriage. That was mentioned a ton in the show.
Yeah, so before the events of Newsies, Theodore Roosevelt was running for governor of New York at this point.
Governor.
So he visited the refuge to show that he cared about orphans.
I'm having
So as Jack put it, when he got his face in the paper, I got my butt in the back seat and off we rode together.
Oh my god, that wasn't as good as the ones you did before. I'm seeing like an image of something. I'm pretty sure it's not Newsies because oh, never mind. Okay, we good. It was I don't know why Sweeney Todd just popped. I think it was Sweeney Todd. I don't know.
So anyway,
y'all, I haven't had one drop of alcohol. I promise you. But my brain cried. I can't. I'm missing.
All right, back to the musical.
At this point, not only does Jack confront Catherine for looking at his personal stuff, but also for her betrayal.
Which technically it wasn't.
Okay, we're good. Sorry.
And Catherine was like, I told you I worked for the New York Sun, and I did. I told you my name was...
My written name
was Plumber. You didn't ask for my real name. And he was like, well, I thought I wouldn't have to if I was working with a backstabber.
Yeah. She was like, I forget what she said.
She's like something devastating, like,
if I was a guy, you would have been looking at me through one swollen eye.
Yeah.
And he grabs her fist and he puts it under his jaw and he's like, go on and give it your best shot.
I would have.
And then they just lip lock. And that's where...
She just pulled him towards her. And
see?
Hey, she went for what she wanted.
Yo, I would not have been able to do that at all.
I've done that before where I really liked a guy and I just, but very rarely will I do that. Unless I think the guy would have a good reaction to it, I don't.
Out of control. Sorry.
Yeah. So then So Catherine starts the song. She starts singing about how she thought she knew what love was until she had met Jack. When she started feeling real, genuine love for another person. And then Jack sings his part. And honestly,
we were never meant to meet, but we meet. Who knows why?
Mm-hmm.
One more stranger on the street. There's something sweet passing by, and then an angel come to save me, and didn't even know. They gave me something to believe in. But yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I was obsessed with Wicked.
Yeah.
Is that how I am with Wicked? Is that how I am?
Yes, That's how you
Yes.
are with Wicked. How we are with Newsies. How we are with
You
Newsies,
are with
you are with
Wicked.
Let's be real. I'm probably like a little notch over because like I know it in a different way.
You should see all my Newsies stuff. It's not funny.
Dude,
in all
okay,
fairness, Tyler-
do you know the entire show in a different language?
Not that far.
Well, see,
do.
in all fairness, Tyler,
In
she
German.
paints her face green, dude. She
Yeah,
paints her
Good
face
point.
green.
And I can watch an entire episode of in German and understand exactly everything that they're saying. Because I can understand.
But you can't color yourself in green, can you, with Newsies?
Exactly, that's what makes me better. Because you can easily do the makeup and everything.
Okay. But yeah,
Good
so
point.
also the basic basically something to believe in is Jack and Catherine confessing their love for one another, but also her convincing Jack to not take her father's bribe and to still carry on with the strike.
Because what's it? I forget what the line was. Oh yeah.
You're not really scared of my father. No. But I am pretty scared of
Scared
you.
of you. Don't be. I forget what the line was beforehand. Because
Okay,
they
well,
kissed.
We'll
They
come back.
kissed. Yeah, we'll come back to it later.
Yeah.
Alright, next song. Great. Next song.
No, I really like
Once
this.
and for all.
I can see why they
Once and for all. That song has such a great build to it. This is when they were talking with Jack, Catherine, Davey, and Les were talking about printing papers for the strike again. Yeah, printing papers for a strike, and no one had a printing press. But Jack remembers down in the cellar that there was a old printing press.
Mm-hmm.
That's
when they put
and then they snuck in, and then Catherine had a guy help them. That he knew all about it, how
he
to
was a janitor. He was a janitor or something who had worked at the World for 30 years, or something like that.
Holy crap! Hold on 1 second.
And she got the janitor's keys. She got the janitor's keys and let them into the basement so they could print the article on the old press. And then I think they bring in a couple other people who know how to work the press.
Yeah, and then that's when they start. That's when they actually start. They work, I think, day and night, and then they get Newsies come to them, and then they start handing them out to the.
They were doing it overnight while Mr. Pulitzer was at home
sleeping. Yeah, because
a
line in the song was.
But they said that the press was so
old,
so far into the basement, the basement was so far beneath the main floors of the building that they could have had an entire party down there and no one would have known.
Yeah.
So they're down there. So they're down there printing the papers and they're handing them out to all the different Newsies.
They have assembly line.
And they're handing them out to Richmond, the Bronx, Brooklyn, and they're just shipping them out all over the city.
And this is a good example of how well this set is. Because you have the pillars turned, you had a couple of the carts that they stood up on, where they were all standing up on and throwing them. I feel like one of the most, the one line in the whole song that I get the most chills with is towards the very end where they're everyone's lined up on the pillars. All the pillars move forward, and they're
and they're all holding one of the Newsies.
They're holding them, yeah. And they're what's the line? Dang
Once and for all.
Once and for all.
And they all start harmonizing it together.
Yeah.
And then finally at the end, they're just once and for all. And they just belt this line out, and it's so powerful.
I don't know how they can belt that.
They have to be tenors. They got to be tenors.
Yeah, dead serious. Yeah, they're tenors. Easily. Tenor ones. Tenor ones to be exact.
Yeah, because I'm a baritone. There's no way I could hit those notes.
I'm a tenor one, but I also probably need to practice, but I can't hit them now.
Mm-hmm.
I can do dead. I can do Dead Mom really, really well. I'm just saying. Not the
Yeah,
point.
because like there's one thing I've noticed between the cast of Newsies and someone like Sarah Bogus or Ramin Karimloo. I think the Broadway actors in Newsies they're more lyrical.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They're more lyrical, altos, tenors, whatever their range is, compared to Sarah Bogus, Ramin Karimloo. They're classical
Yeah.
operatic
Yeah.
tenors, altos, sopranos. So they have that more classical operatic style of singing.
Yeah, that's
All right. Any more thoughts? Then do you want? I can quickly jump into kind of what happened at the end of the show.
yeah.
Any thoughts?
It's like, I do want to mention this about the set. So when they're printing the papers and handing them through the assembly line or tossing them up, so there's the big stairwells at the back that are like 3 stories.
Yep.
Where the screens come down. They're used for backdrops on occasion. But then they also have these 1-level pieces that will slide out from the wings.
And they can climb up them.
Yeah, they can climb up them, and they're usually used for walkways or staircases when you're going down into a room. In this case,
or when Santa Fe happens, they bring 2 of them out. And what's really cool, and I didn't notice this until the live version, I didn't know they had to open a gate to go in to everywhere. There was a gate that they had to open. You can see them opening like a little gate.
Oh yeah, I have seen that.
I saw that. I didn't see it until the live version.
Yeah, I think we'll discuss that more in the technical aspects. Although we're gonna have to quick. So then after Once and For All.
Alright, so I think that was all we were talking about. Really quick, the ending. So they won. Snyder went to jail. All the people in the refuge came back.
Remember that Roosevelt comes and Jack.
Yep, Roosevelt makes like this democracy thingy speech about like the young people of today or whatever, and then Pulitzer has the nerve to ask Jack to start making drawings for him for his newspapers for a cartoon.
Yeah,
about
Roosevelt gets wind of the protest that's going on, so that's why he pays a visit to the Newsies. He's like, "Hey."
Yep.
But also, I think it's because Catherine took Jack's drawings of the refuge to the governor.
Yes, that's what happened.
Used her name. She used her name to get into his office because being a Pulitzer probably has some pull back then.
But anyway,
hey, I heard we shared the carriage voice.
Yeah,
what?
So
that's what he says to Jack, the governor.
Yeah.
I heard we shared a carriage ride.
I feel kind of bad because I keep rushing us by this because
Roosevelt shows up.
I kind of say this show we need to go longer because there's so much more to talk about.
Yeah, like shows like this that are actually based on real events, like it should go a little bit longer. But I honestly do have stuff to do.
Yeah.
Okay, but yeah,
so that's really the only reason. If I didn't have anything else to do, I would let it go longer.
Are you you have classes too, right, online?
Yeah, I have to finish the math homework, and I have to I'm watching my neighbor's dog, so I gotta go take care of them, and I have to walk my own dog. So,
a quick recap.
That's the pure only reason. It's not that I don't like Newsies, and I love it.
Yeah. So just a quick recap to the end. Roosevelt shows up, starts talking to Pulitzer. Pulitzer and Jack have a meeting in private. Pulitzer is like, I can't lower the price of the paper. Well, Jack's like, well then, just buy back our papers that we don't sell at full price.
Yeah, and then he makes some mathematical thing.
And Pulitzer's like, but that wouldn't make sense. My sales would implode. And Jack's like, but no Newsie is going to carry around papers he won't sell.
Mm-hmm.
So
and then Pulitzer agrees. Jack comes out and tells the Newsies they've won. Because also at this point, the Newsies have shut down the city. No trolleys are going, no businesses are open.
Which is very impressive for New York at the time.
Mm-hmm. But also, like, all the Newsies had the world surrounded, so Pulitzer couldn't even leave his office.
Yeah.
So that kind of helped Pulitzer agree.
But
they did the shake.
Yeah.
That's disgusting.
overall, like, yo,
Right.
Newsies, I'm not gonna lie, is actually a very good show. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend it. Especially the one on Disney Plus because it has Jeremy Jordan in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The live version. It says Newsies on Broadway or Newsies the musical.
Watch that one. The movie's great too, but watch the live version.
But yeah, so
That's
then
another thing, like, is that the audience was actually very considerate during that production when they were recording. Unlike with the Rent one that happened a couple years ago that we're not going to talk about, the audience would not shut up. They would.
Well, this is. I'm just gonna quickly run into because I watched all the behind the scenes stuff for when they filmed it. Really quick, I'm gonna quickly jump into kind of technical somewhat.
Yeah,
So what they did was they had, I believe, through the episodes, there were 5 episodes. 2 of them they filmed without an audience. So they got all the shots that they really wanted. So that's why you can't hear an audience. Then they filmed with an audience. And then they filmed with an audience.
This was a 3-day shoot.
Yes, it was 3-day shoot. 2 days of no audience, the 1 day with audience. That's why you hear them at the very end because they edited it all together.
And also, the days when they weren't shooting with an audience was the day they had the camera people on stage kind of following the action more closely.
Yeah. That's
during the fight sequences and the chase.
That's probably what
on the rooftop.
That's probably what they did with Hamilton too. And we'll find out next Friday, and I'm excited.
Don't really.
Any last minute thoughts on Newsies before we start talking about next week?
I feel like Newsies is the best Disney musical they ever made.
Mike?
Easily.
I like that.
There is one blooper though that I noticed, and that it's during That's Rich. If you look at one shot where Jeremy Jordan is supposed to be sitting as Jack Kelly, they used his standby or his replacement for the tour of Newsies. If you look at the shot closely, you can tell it's not Jeremy Jordan.
That's right.
Wait, what? Can you like I don't know. Wait, what shot is it? Like, is there a way you can?
We'll show you in the video.
It's during
show me in the green room.
It's during That's Rich.
You saying something?
Me?
Michelle.
Oh yes, I like it that the governor at the very end goes with Madam Larkin. Basically, you think he's going to go to her show, and that Jack ends up with Catherine, which is really nice.
But wait, no.
Oh, and Jack decides to stay in New York.
Exactly. That I was waiting for somebody to say that. Anyway, so overall, y'all watch Newsies. It's just a really good, fun show. The music's great.
Choreography's amazing.
I don't want to see it again, but it's still such a great show. Okay, so next week it's gonna be a little confusing. It's gonna be a last minute type of thing. So because next week Hamilton comes out on Disney Plus. We cannot wait. And so if we all have off on Friday, this is what's gonna happen. Our show is gonna be on Friday at 7 instead of on Wednesday at 7. We will. I'll do a quick. I'll be posting on my Instagram, keeping y'all updated. So with these guys, hopefully,
yep, we will.
Keeping you guys updated. If we're not all available, if the majority of us are available on Friday, we'll do it. We'll do Hamilton on Friday, the day it is released, on Disney Plus. If not, we're going to be back here 7 p.m. on Wednesday doing Rent.
And if you don't have an Instagram, make sure you guys subscribe to Liz and turn on post notifications so you get notified when we live stream.
Yeah, that and also Tyler and Michelle and Mike, their channels are down in the description below. Go check their channel out.
Should you post our Instagrams too?
Once again, thank you so much to our special guest.
Technically, I'm not YouTuber.
Oh yeah. What?
Should you post our Instagrams too?
I just say our YouTube channel.
If you want 600 people spamming you.
I just have a business YouTube Instagram, so mine will just go into.
Michelle said something. Michelle, what did you say?
I said that technically I'm not a YouTuber. Technically,
doesn't matter. You have a channel, so
I do too.
then send me your YouTube so I can put you in the description below.
Yeah.
Subscribe to them, check out their videos. You guys can go and see Mike's latest live stream at Universal. We got him soaking wet. We got him to go on all 3 water rides, and it was so.
Yes, you did.
I'm almost to 80 subscribers now.
I just checked and I'm at 615. So I am very close, and I guarantee you a lot of them came over from Prince Charming Dev's channel when I met him. Such a cool guy. I miss him. I hope I get to hang out with him soon. Anyway, the point is we will keep you updated on whether or not we're going to be here Wednesday or Friday. Hopefully, I would really like us to do a special Hamilton live stream on Friday.
Yes.
Hopefully, we all can be because I miraculously got off without even asking that. So I was amazing that I wasn't working Friday. So if that's the case, we will see you guys either Wednesday or Friday. Oh, Mike, you want to know what we should do?
Yes.
Because the season finale of Harley Quinn is this Friday. Would you be down for doing like a short little live stream with us doing it for the season finale?
Yes.
Let's do it. Because see, y'all can't really because you guys haven't been watching the show. So
you mean this Friday, right?
Yeah, because that's when it comes out.
And that's perfect. I am off tomorrow and Friday.
Awesome, and I'm working. I think I work till like 4 or 5 on Friday, so we can do it after.
Okay, but yeah,
I have morning shifts. This week and next week I have all morning shifts, which is awesome.
And as Liz mentioned on my last Universal live stream, they made me ride all 3 water rides at Islands of Adventure, Jurassic Park, Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls, and Pluto.
Because the thing is,
Pluto's Build-Trap Barges.
You went on Popeye. Popeye, he didn't get wet enough. And so we had to go and okay, we're going to go get him to ride this one. Still didn't get wet enough. And then, the second one, he got drenched. And he's like, well, he's already wet, so let's go get him to ride Jurassic Park. And he's going to make me go on Ripside Falls or whatever it's called when I go down there. Which, again,
you are riding that with me.
Me and Mike are going to be doing a special video when he comes and gets me in October. Well, what? In August. I hopefully, and I'm keeping my fingers crossed, we'll be going down the Universal with him and Kyle, and we're gonna have such a fun time. And we're gonna be doing some streaming. I'm gonna be doing some vlogging, even though y'all know me, I hate vlogging because I don't mind it. I just don't like editing. It's the only thing I don't like.
So my computer is so slow where I want to get a iPad Pro to edit on. Because I know there's some really good editing apps on for iPad Pros.
But see, the thing is with also with that you can get my Final Cut Pro, which not the point. Point is, so keep it. So and I think it's the second week of August. I'll be hopefully going down to Universal, and I'm very excited.
Yeah. So I had this idea before they made me ride all those water rides and get drenched, but I'm going to be at Universal tomorrow shooting a challenge video.
What is it? What's the challenge?
I'm going to ride Dudley Do-Right's Ripsaw Falls all day from park open to park close.
No, you're not.
And then I'm going to challenge some of my fellow DisTubers to do the same challenge.
You can challenge me. We can do it when I come down.
I'm not going to reveal who it is.
Oh, God.
Probably you, Liz.
I can't go down there right now. I'm broke.
It won't be you, Liz. You're not going to be in the challenge. But I am going to challenge some of my local Disney YouTubers.
Wait, am I count as a local?
Well, do you have an annual pass?
No, but I can probably get one. I know my family was talking about getting one.
Well,
anyway,
or if you don't have an annual pass, I probably won't make you do it.
Anyway, so that's gonna be it for tonight, you guys. Again,
but to my girlfriend Stephanie. So who is holding the camera all day tomorrow?
Her.
Obviously you, babe. Obviously you.
Okay, so I just lost my train. Okay, so again, a big, huge, special thank you to Aisha for taking the time out of her day to come and be in this show. Thank you so much. I'm sure you're not going to watch the end of this, but we love you.
All right, continue. Never mind.
We love Newsies, we're glad we can keep it alive. And let's be real, Newsies ain't going nowhere anytime soon. And if it does, we'll be right back here talking about Newsies again, because just like Rent, Newsies, these are all shows that deserve to be around.
Exactly.
Yes, I hope they make a revival.
See, Michelle's doing it right. If they don't bring back Newsies, we will strike.
Strike.
Yes, we will.
Strike.
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 Anyway,
like I'm done with you all. This is like I'm done
anyway, so thank y'all so much for watching. Thank you again to Aisha so much. I cannot thank you enough for taking the time out of your day to come to our tiny little show. Y'all share this video, tell your friends about us, get this show like blowing up, because the more of y'all who are here to watch, the more fun it is to have people interact. It's
yes,
it's a fun thing.
It's so fun reading your comments.
Yeah.
And
we never know. We can
again,
somehow we might be able to get other Broadway stars on here.
Yes, we are gonna try. I actually might be able to get somebody for Adam's Family, an actual like person who actually did the show.
Wait, with you show or like?
No, from the actual show, like in San Diego, like
the movie.
Yeah, hopefully, maybe. I already have one friend who.
No, not the movie, the show.
Oh,
Tyler.
the show.
I wish. I would die if I got Angelica Houston on this podcast.
Kevin, whatever his name is, that played Bertram from.
Okay, I'm sorry, Tim Curry.
No,
Tim Curry was a great Gomez Adams.
No, Raul is Gomez. He will forever be Gomez. So
well, yes, Raul will always be Gomez, but I think Tim Curry did do a fairly good Gomez Adams.
No, I may. I said I might. I don't know if she'll be down for it. I'll have to message her and talk to her for a little bit. But that's not the point. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, so maybe we'll try to get other stars on here. If you guys have recommendations for Broadway shows you want us to do, drop a comment below or DM me on Instagram. Yeah, so and if you guys ever want to hop on and be in the stream with us, by all means DM me and we will set it up. I think it was Stephanie who said she's gonna be joining us for Singing in the Rain. But yeah, so we will keep you guys updated on next week, whether it's gonna be on Wednesday or Friday. We will let you know by Monday. By Monday night, you guys will know when our stream is gonna be. So if y'all come on Wednesday and have not watched Rent, I'm gonna fire you.
Like last week,
I don't have Amazon or any way to watch it.
I will send you.
Yeah, you send it to us. Yeah.
Yes,
yeah,
I will.
Be sure to send us the version again.
I will send you again. It is the original.
I already have the one you sent me on my
you
email.
Have access to it. You have access to it. All right?
Yes.
Okay, Christine, you have access to it because I shared it with you on Google Drive.
Yes.
Okay.
And you shared it to everyone in the group chat.
Yeah.
Gmail.
Yes, I do. You have
Send that to me so I can share the file. Maybe that's why it's not working because I'm not sharing it with everybody. But anyway,
I'm pretty sure you have mine.
Okay, so I love how I keep saying thank you and good night, but we keep getting off track. So I have to go. I have stuff to do.
Yep.
I got homework to do. So thank you guys again so much for being with us tonight.
Thank you.
Yeah. So much. Like I can't. There are no words to describe how thankful I am that you took the time out of your day for us. So thank you so much. And I guess we will see you guys
next week.
Wednesday or Friday. I can't. Okay, I gotta go to bed.
Yeah.
Good night, y'all.
Bye.